Hey, how's it going everybody? BurntBrian here, and today I'm bringing you a very special beer review. Alright, so this beer review is very special. Like I said, I've got a good friend with me here today who's going to help me do this review. Let me introduce you all to my good friend Alex. So sing what's up to everybody, Alex.
Alright folks.
Alright, so my friend here is very knowledgeable about all kinds of different beers. He's somewhat of a connoisseur. I consider him an expert. So it's really cool to have him here help me with this, and I've been looking for this beer for quite a while now. You all know how much I love the spicy foods, and I love getting my hands on different unique spicy products, and this particular beer actually was made from peppers that Jim Duffy grew over at Refining Fire Chilies in California, and he worked with these guys to have this brew made. So why don't you introduce the beer we've got and tell them a little about it.
Well, today Brian's bringing us in this bottle from Stone Brewing out in California. This is called Punishment. Punishment, and then I will read this to you specifically so that you understand how solid this beer is. Punishment was born as a double bastard ale, a heavy bitter beast of a beer. It was already not for the timid, but with the addition of jaw-dropping quantities of freshly harvested local peppers, including mid-level heat red and green jalapenos, and ultra-hot block nagas, and Caribbean Red Hots, Moruga Scorpions, and Fatales, it morphed into a truly punishing brew.
Hell yeah.
So this beer is definitely not for the faint of heart by any means. It came in probably about 4 or 5 months ago at least, and we were able to find this beer at one of our local brew shops, and this beer is just a mouth burner for sure.
Now, does it have alcohol content on this one at all or anything?
You know, let's see here. What it's running at is 12% alcohol by volume. So 12%, if you are any sort of familiar with ABV, is fairly high. If you're running any sort of cheap light beer, you're sitting around 3.5. This beer's sitting at 12. So this is going to run you higher than any sort of Steel Reserve or any high malt liquor that you can find at your local convenience store.
All right, well, awesome. Let's go ahead and pop the top on this bad boy and
see what it has in store.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. I've been looking forward to it for quite a while now.
So the guys over at Stone were nice enough to cork this for us, which is going to allow you a little more age time. But we're not going to age this too much. It's already been sitting about 6 months. So, you know, I think we've got a little bit of that entail already.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sitting with a pretty nice head. You know, it's not a super heady, not super carbonated by any means, but still has a really nice head considering the beer, and it's super cloudy. I mean, you cannot see through this beer if you put it up to any sort of light whatsoever, which lets you know that they didn't filter it too much, and you know, you're really getting the peppers out of it.
Oh yeah.
Let's,
oh yeah, definitely. I got to see what we've got on the smell here. Oh yeah. Right away I'm getting a strong pepper, just an assortment of peppers.
Oh, yeah.
It almost, I don't know which ones they used in this, but I want to say there's like Serranos or Anaheims. Boy, that's a great smelling beer.
I mean, immediately it starts to burn your nose. I mean, you get that real heavy pepper flavor without overdoing it, which is good because peppers can be overdone, believe it or not.
Oh yeah. Wow. Alright, well this has been a long time coming. Yeah. Salud.
Salud. And slanchy for those Irish out there.
My friend will like that. That is definitely for someone who enjoys the spice. I mean, that is great.
You just sit on it and it continues to burn.
It's got this fruity front taste to it, and it's got that nice pepper with this sweetness to it. And the burn comes very strong, but fades nicely. It's not a bad on the back of the throat or anything. It's just a nice all around lip and mouth burn, a slight tingle.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you get it everywhere from, the tingling of the lips to the tongue, the palate, all the way into the back.
Oh, yeah. That's really good. And again, the first sip kind of had a little bit more of a shock to it. And, it was a little hotter. The second one I just took, it was a little smoother. It didn't seem, quite quite as hot. It's very, very good. Wow, and at 12%, you really don't get a heavy perfumey or over alcohol taste. It's really good. It's surprisingly smooth.
Well, that's the beauty of sugars that can be drawn from anything. Be that malt, peppers, anything. When the yeast that they use can draw sugar, it will pull sugar from anything, and that is what turns into the alcohol.
Wow.
So this being, on the bottle, I believe it said this is just double bastard. So yeah, Stone's double bastard, which is normally obtainable by anybody at any craft beer place.
Mm-hmm.
They pull through that, which double bastard is sitting fairly high as it is, but they continue to push everything through it, and the yeast just grabs it and pulls all the sugar that it can to create that huge gravity.
Well, the funny thing about it is, maybe it's just me. The last time, and maybe I'm wrong, last time I had the double bastard, it seemed slightly perfumey to me. It was because I love, regular dirty bastard ale. It's good, but the double for some reason was just a little too perfumey to me. But this, I mean, it just kind of, maybe it's the heat from the peppers or something, the flavor from it that helps cut some of that. That's the perfuminess is the only way I know how to describe it. But.
Right. Well, and the regular arrogant bastard that comes from Stone.
Arrogant with dirty.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I gotcha. I'm thinking of old dirty bastard, but.
Hey, you gotta throw up the Wu-Tang when you can.
That's it.
But and that's also Founder's beer, but that's a whole different beer.
Nice. I'll try that.
But arrogant bastard, being what it is an American Pale Ale, is what they classify it as, is a big beer. It's got a lot of that hop flavor. So when they bring in the double bastard, just from knowing that it's the double bastard, you have to immediately realize that it's going to be a bigger beer.
Yeah.
So double bastard, and I will have to check my resources on this, of course, is going to be a bigger beer, and checking my resources as in finding out what the actual ABV is, but it's already a big beer,
Right.
and perfumey, sure, it comes across, it's got all that hop flavor, and nose as well, just a lot of flavor and scent that comes out, and so you add all these peppers that are really high on the Scoville scale, and it's going to do nothing but just blow away your palate and your sense of smell. I mean, it's a big beer in the sense of ABV, and it's a big beer in the sense of Scoville scale pepper burn.
Oh, yeah. And I gotta say, speaking of the burn with this one, it's nice when I sit and just relax for a second. You really feel it going all the way down to your stomach. It's just this nice, pleasant, light little warmth. This would be awesome, especially on the winter days when it's a little cold out. If have this, I mean, it'd be perfect to light you up a little bit, warm your insides. The burn is nice. Like I say, it lingers for a little while, and I'm kind of feeling it now a little bit on the back of the throat, and it's just a great, nice, pleasant burn. Great tasting beer.
And I know you viewers can't, see this. You would have to buy this to really be able to see the sort of clarity or lack thereof that it has. But looking into this beer, you know, having the light reflect, you can see the little the specks and everything of it being unfiltered, of the peppers, and even that of the malts and the hops and everything else that they put in this. But you can absolutely see the sediment that comes from those peppers that they put in there, and it is by no means translucent. It is very opaque. You cannot see through this beer.
And reading through some forums and stuff, I saw that there are some questions from people who don't drink a lot of craft beers that they ask, well, what is that white stuff floating in my beer? What is that? And is it bad for me? And you know, in no way is that bad for you whatsoever. It's good. And a lot of times with some of the bottled beers, they do what you say, they roll it. So you kind of just sit there and roll it around a little to help, you know, break loose and unsettle some of that and help roll it back in. But in no way is it bad for you. It's good. And it's just a difference, like you say, in filtering. There's some that have less filter, like this one does. And you really can, like we say, we can't show you, but there really are lots of little specks, like you said, of the peppers, and it's pretty cool. It's very cool.
Yeah. And, you know, the filtering process is looked upon differently by different brewers. Filtering can take away a lot from the flavor, because that takes away the yeast, it takes away the hops, it takes away anything else that's put into the beer, especially malts. So a beer like this, you know, filtering it would have taken away that pepper sediment. This beer is making me very gassy.
Yeah.
Which is not bad.
Doing the same for me.
Can't be upset.
No.
You kind of have to take it in strides, but, you know, it's good to have that. But
you know there's peppers in it.
oh, yeah. You know, it just, leaving that in your beer allows for the user, if you will, to filter it as they please. So say you get, you know, a Belgian style beer, something like that. People leave in a lot of the sediment, and you can kind of take that out as you want as you pour the beer. And of course, it's not bad for you. It can be a little bit bitter, and it can be offsetting to some people that don't really find that something that they enjoy. For me, whenever I pour beer, I will pour it straight out. You know, if it has sediment, you can pour it out halfway, that to where you can feel all of that body and flavor. You can taste everything without that. And at the end, you can pour in whatever ratio of sediment that's left into your glass and be able to taste the natural flavor of the things that they put into this beer. So, for me, pouring out of this glass, I mean, there's no, I mean, left in this bottle. Let's pirate this. You know, there's no real sediment left in the bottom. This is just natural things in the beer that are dispersed, and you can't really avoid that. And it's nothing that you should be afraid of going into this beer.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So going into that, I'd say that we should, you know, just coming from the pepper tasting standpoint, we should go ahead and do them a favor, you guys, and you know, do a quick 3 or 4 glug, and just, you know, just get that full burn in there,
Take
you know,
it
just
down.
to let everybody know how this burn really comes
For
across.
some reason I had a feeling you were going to say that.
I can't avoid it. I can't do it.
Yeah, might as well. We're about the same, so.
Yep, we're sitting right about the same.
Alright.
So, let's see how this burns.
It's got a good burn. It took me a second to kind of, the peppers really get your throat. I don't think it's meant to really be chugged much
No.
like that by all
No,
means.
by no
By no
means.
means. But wow.
just for that ability to take all of that in and get those endorphins running. Holy cow.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty powerful punch. Now I'm trying to let it sit for a second. I'm dragon breath right now.
Oh yeah, I can
Some
hear it in the
fire.
back of your throat.
Oh yeah. But that's how I like to end all my videos when I do these beer reviews anyway. I always like to chug and finish the beer, so it's cool. I want to say thank you so much, Alex, for coming and being a part.
Oh, you're welcome.
Guys, please be sure and leave some comments down below if you like this. We'll definitely get together and try to do some more reviews like this. I plan on having him around for some other stuff anyway, some moonshine and different crazy things and hot sauces. But anyway, yeah, definitely thanks for checking it out. Please be sure and go and check out my Facebook page as well. It's one of the easier way for me to communicate with you guys. But thanks for watching, and as always, stay toasty, my friends.
Stay toasty.